Another beautiful day in Southern California. I'm driving through the streets of LA right now. Had a morning court hearing at the Los Angeles Immigration Court. Then I went to have some breakfast at this little French spot called Monsieur, Madame Monsieur, there we go, or Madame Monsieur, something like that. But anyway, I had a nice little breakfast sandwich, had a nice little egg on top with the latte, so it was a nice little delicious breakfast treat after my hearing. And so now I am heading down to Orange County. I've got a client I gotta see before I have a hearing next week, so we're gonna go ahead and talk about what's coming up. So it's what's called a preliminary hearing, and a preliminary hearing is a probable cause hearing. It's for the judge to determine by the evidence that the prosecutor puts on, one, whether a crime has been committed, and two, whether the accused is the one who realistically committed the crime. And so it's not a trial, so it's not proof beyond a reasonable doubt. That's not the standard. It's just probable cause. And essentially it's designed to make sure that people are not being held to answer to charges where, you know, there's really not sufficient evidence to hold them to stand, or to hold them to answer the trial. So I'm just going to go and explain to him, you know, how the preliminary hearing works, you know, what to expect, you know, what is going to happen, what's not going to happen. So, you know, at a preliminary hearing, a defense attorney isn't putting on, you know, their full defense that they would put at trial. You know, in certain situations where the defense is so strong that that even at a preliminary hearing stage, a person shouldn't be held to answer for trial, then, you know, sometimes you can go all out, but typically, you know, that's just not going to be the case. The facts really don't warrant it. So so I'm going to have that visit, and then I got to have a conversation with my investigator. I need him to go out and take some pictures, shoot some video on a couple of cases that I have them interview some potential witnesses as well. And that's going to be the day until I get back to the office. Then I have some admin stuff that I got to take care of. So, man, it's just a beautiful day. Let me just, you can see through my dirty windshield. Gorgeous day. So I actually had a conversation earlier with a law school classmate. She was referring a potential new client to me, and I gotta tell you, that is one of the greatest feelings for me as an attorney, is when a fellow attorney in the community or a law school classmate calls me with a recommendation, especially when it's a, you know, close family member or a friend. Because, you know, if you went to law school, or if you're a practicing attorney, you know so many attorneys. There's so many different people that you could choose from. And so for someone to reach out to me in that situation, it's the biggest compliment in the world, and I'm super grateful for it. So it's actually been a good morning, good day so far. Yesterday I was in a funk. You know, we all have our ups and downs. We all have our ups and downs. You know, I'm a pretty positive person. I'm actually a very positive person. I'm not an animated person, but I'm a very positive, optimistic person. And but even I have my down days. I have my funks that I get in, and so yesterday in particular, I was in one. And so I meditated. So meditation really helps significantly. You know, when I start to feel a little anxious, or I start to just feel a little off, a couple things that really help me are meditating and working out. And so my schedule's been really crazy as of late, so I haven't really been able to get to the gym as much as I would like to. I'm kind of in a position where I've got to do some sort of reorganization of my schedule so I can get to the gym more regularly, because I'll tell you, that's like the ultimate stress reliever. Getting that heart rate up, getting a good sweat in, you know, really getting, moving your body, pushing it to its limits. There's just something so mentally and emotionally therapeutic, in addition to the physical benefits that are just so amazing. And so I definitely need to get back to the gym more often. But I meditated yesterday, and for me, I do the form of meditation where I block out all my thoughts, and I just concentrate on my breathing. Naturally thoughts are going to bounce around. You'll be sitting there meditating, and then you'll be like, oh well, I need to go drop my clothes off at the dry cleaner, or man, I wonder how nice would a donut be right now, or man, I really miss my mom, or you just have these random thoughts, and so you acknowledge them, but you just let them float by. If you can imagine being able to see inside your head and picture thoughts as like little bouncy balls or little clouds passing by, and you just you sort of acknowledge them, but you let them pass, you don't dwell on them. And so even I've meditated for as little as 2-3 minutes, 5 minutes, and that's been I've been able to feel the effects of it. And I've done it in random places. Sometimes I'm going to visit a client in jail, and I'll be sitting in the waiting area, and if I'm just kind of feeling off, or I'm feeling anxious, or any type of negative feeling, I'll just meditate. I'll just close my eyes, meditate. People are all around, I don't care. I'll just meditate, and I come out of it feeling better. But yeah, so I will generally meditate for about 10 to 15 minutes. I've gone as long as an hour. I never knew that I would be able to do it that long, but that was, the longer you go, I find it, the more substantial the benefit that you feel from it. But like I said, you can do it for a short amount of time, and it still be beneficial. But yeah, so I was feeling a little anxious yesterday. I was feeling a little down, and really after meditating and after thinking, because when I'm feeling off, it's usually for a reason. I imagine that would be the case for everybody, but I just realized right now my schedule has been insane. If you've been following me, I've been sometimes at the office until 2:30 in the morning, or and then I'll get a few hours of sleep and be right back at it. My schedule's been pretty crazy. And being a hustler is kind of a gift and a curse, in that for me, I'll go hard for days on end. Sometimes I just won't take days off, and it's like I'll just work, and the issue is that I love it. I love what I do. It's a great gig. I'm helping people while I fuel my dreams, and that's the perfect combo, to be in a situation where you're actually adding value to people's lives as you continue to build up your business, set yourself up to be able to take care of your family, all those types of things. And so that's where it can be, it's definitely a gift to be able to hustle, to have the drive to go out and go after yours is certainly a gift. Where it's a curse is that where some people would stop because they're like, nah man, screw this, I'm tired, like I'll keep going. And so I have to end up checking myself, because it's so important to make sure that that I'm getting my good food in, that I'm getting my rest in, that I'm taking care of myself. So I need to be more cognizant of that and more vigilant as far as taking care of myself in that sense. And so the reality is it's time to hire a couple new people. Our staff as presently constituted, we've been doing a good job. I'm pleased with the direction that we're going in the firm. If you know me, my firm has gone through a number of iterations. It's very much like sports, where you're doing what you can to build your championship team. And so that's what I'm doing. I want to win. We're going for the championship. We're going for the gold. And so you want to make sure that you have, all your players in the right positions in order for you to win. So I'd like to probably in the next 60 to 120 days bring on another attorney and another paralegal. I think bringing on those would allow me to shift my time into some other more bigger picture, allow me to really embrace my role as a visionary. Sometimes that can be challenging when you're in court for 4 hours in the morning. That takes away from my time where I can just think and I can strategize and do what I need to do to put my firm in the best position to be its best for our clients. So that's what I have my focus on right now, for me to be able to continue to educate the community. So in the form of shooting more educational videos, doing more speaking engagements, things of that nature, to add value to the community, outside of just the mere representation of our one-on-one clients. So that's what I have an eye towards, and then also just being able to take care of myself. If I have another attorney, another paralegal sharing the load with me, then that means that I'm able to shave down the hours that I'm working. So that's my focus for right now. So I just got out of the detention facility after about a 2.5 hour meeting with my client. We got a preliminary hearing coming up, so I just wanted to go over what was going to happen today. And so it went really well. It was a great meeting. We got a lot accomplished. And there's nothing better than, when your client, especially the ones who are detained, when you finish up a meeting and they feel that much more calm, they feel that much more safe and secure and confident that someone has their back, that someone's fighting for them, and that everything is going to be okay. And that's the type of confidence I like to instill in my clients. And so I'm glad that was a productive meeting. It never hurts that your client says, hey, I'm gonna pass your name around to everybody I know, and he's actually already done that. I've gotten quite a few calls just from doing my job the right way, so that's always a good feeling. But I tell you, I'm starving. It's about it's 3:41. I haven't eaten since I had a little pastry earlier, or a little breakfast sandwich earlier, so I'm starving. But I'll tell you what, I am going to eat well. I'm thinking about just a salad with some protein, because I'll tell you, when I get hungry, that's when the hunger monster starts going crazy. And I'm telling you, I'm thinking about pizza and burgers and fries and all that, but I'm gonna do right by my body and eat something good. But I gotta get going now because I'm starving and I need to fuel myself. So we'll catch right back up with you. So I'm feeling super accomplished. I just got done eating. I had it was like a strawberry filled salad with salmon added, and feel great about that decision. I had like 3 or 4 glasses of water. So I made a solid food decision, and so that can be challenging to do when you're starving. But I made a solid decision. I feel great, and it's about 5:13, so I'm still in Orange County, and so to brave the traffic, to brave the traffic right now would be a terrible idea. So I'm gonna try and get to a coffee shop and see if I can do a little bit of business planning and maybe do a little bit of vlogging. So actually, I'm vlogging now. Do a little bit of blogging. So I want to write some content, get that done, so I can take advantage of the situation with this traffic. And then if I stick to that for maybe an hour or so, then by the time it's time to leave, I won't have to deal with the bumper to bumper traffic. Not about that life. So let's see if we can find a coffee shop. All right, looks like there's a Starbucks actually in this little complex area, so that's where we're headed. All right, I found parking. Now I just need to find this Starbucks. Let's go. So I got my coffee, got my perfect food bar, got the computer set up, we're ready to go. So I figured it'd make much more sense for me to come here to Starbucks, get a little work done instead of sitting in the parking lot. That's the 5 freeway right now, so I'll hang out here for say an hour or so, then I can hit the road. Should be smooth sailing, so let's knock out some work. So I'm really glad I ended up coming to Starbucks. I got a lot of work done, made a lot of progress, so it's about 8:30, so I'm gonna hit the road and get home. So thanks so much for watching. We'll see you on the next time around.